All right, today we're going to sharpen a mental tool that can solve some seriously complex problems just by turning them completely on their head. It's a strategy you probably already use, but today we're going to master it. I mean, think about it. You do this all the time, right? Ever lose your keys and have to mentally retrace every single step you took? Or, watch a movie with a crazy twist ending that makes you rethink the entire film from the start? You know exactly how it ends, but the beginning? That's the total mystery. Well, it turns out that process, mentally rewinding the tape, isn't just something we do by accident. It's actually a formal and incredibly effective problem-solving strategy. So this powerful technique is called the working backwards strategy. And yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. You solve problems by thinking in reverse. It can feel a little weird at first, not gonna lie, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, it is an absolute game changer. So here's the core idea. This strategy is the perfect tool for any situation where the final outcome is crystal clear, but the starting point, the once upon a time, is the big missing piece of the puzzle. So, how's it work? Well, it all boils down to two simple golden rules. First, you always start at the end, with the answer you already know for sure. Second, you undo every single step along the way. Just think of it like hitting rewind on a video. Every time you see addition, it becomes subtraction. Every time you see multiplication, it becomes division. It's really that simple. Okay, look, the best way to really get this is to just try it out. So let's solve our first little puzzle together. It's a simple mystery about an elevator's journey. Okay, so here are the facts of the case. We know the elevator ended its trip on the first floor, in the lobby. We know that right before that, it went down 10 floors. Before that, it went down another 5 floors. And this whole trip started when it went up 6 floors. The big question is, where did that journey begin? All right, time to apply our rules. Rule number 1, start at the end. We know with 100% certainty that the elevator ended up on the first floor. That's our anchor point. That's our known fact. And now, for rule number 2, we reverse every operation. The very last thing the elevator did was go down 10 floors. So to undo that, we need to go up 10 floors. Exactly. So 1 plus 10 puts us on the 11th floor. See? We're already rewinding time. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's rewind the next step. Before it went down 10, it went down 5 floors. So the reverse of that is to go up another 5 floors. So from that 11th floor, we go up 5 more, and that lands us on the 16th floor. We are getting so close. Okay, we've reached the final reversal, the very first action that was mentioned. The whole journey started when the elevator went up 6 floors to get to where it was. To find the true starting point, we've got to do the opposite. So we reverse that up 6 by going down 6 floors from 16, and boom, there it is. The starting point was the 10th floor. Puzzle solved. You just used the working backward strategy to crack your first case. Nicely done. All right, that was a good warm-up. Now let's try a slightly trickier problem, this time involving money and fractions. But don't worry, the exact same rules apply. So here's the new situation. We know Ms. McCarthy's bank balance on June 1st was exactly $672. We also know that during the month of May, she deposited $150. And at some point, she withdrew 1/3 of whatever her starting balance was. Our mystery? What was that starting balance on May 1st? Okay, let's start our reversal. The last known thing that happened was the deposit of $150. A deposit is just addition, right? So the opposite of that is subtraction. We take her final balance of $672 and we subtract that $150. And that gives us $522. Now pay attention, because this number is the absolute key. It's not the final answer, but it's the amount of money she had before she made her deposit, which means it's the amount she had left after her withdrawal. Now for the tricky part. This $522 represents what was left over after she withdrew 1/3 of her original money. So if 1/3 is gone, that means the $522 that's left over must be the other 2/3. You with me? Think of it this way, right? Her original balance is a pie cut into 3 equal slices. She took one of those slices away. That means the 2 slices that are left are worth $522. So if 2 slices are worth $522, then that one missing slice has to be worth half of that, which is $261. And to find the original total, well, we just put all 3 pieces of the pie back together. We add the 2/3 we had, the $522, to the 1/3 we just figured out, which was $261. And that gives us our starting balance. The answer is $783. That was her starting balance on May 1st. Case closed. See? We just proved the strategy works perfectly, even when things get a little more complicated with fractions and stuff. So let's put this all together in your new working backward toolkit. First, you start with what you know for sure, the end result. Then you list out every single action or step that was taken. Next, you reverse each of those actions using its opposite. Then you just work your way backward, from the finish line to the starting line. And hey, you can even check your answer by working forward again. Look, this is so much more than just a cool math trick. It's a way of thinking. Think about a huge goal you have. Instead of asking yourself, where do I even start? Try asking a different question. What does success actually look like? Define that end result first, and then work backward from there. So I'll leave you with this. What problem in your life could you solve if you just started at the end?